Hey everybody, I'm Olivia Flanagan and I'm a gender affirming voice teacher, and today I'm going to talk to you about vocal health. I'm sure that you've heard that drinking water is good for your voice, but why is that? As we exhale, air passes through our vocal folds and they vibrate over 100 times per second depending on the pitch. So for lower pitches, they're going to collide together fewer times per second. For higher pitches, they're going to collide more times per second. So if you're working on vocal feminization and you're working toward a higher speaking range, that means that your voice is going to be working harder, colliding more times per second to get that sound. So that means it's going to be super important to stay hydrated. When we're dehydrated, the mucus around our vocal folds is thicker, which means that it's harder to make a sound. So that also means that the higher pitches that you're going for are going to be more difficult. You might push harder to get there, which can lead to vocal fatigue as well as a greater chance of vocal injury. So by staying hydrated, you can thin out that mucus, which makes it a lot easier to start making a sound. It can take up to 4 hours for your voice to feel the benefit of drinking water. So I'm sure that when you go to practice, you grab a glass of water, grab a cup of tea, you're ready to go, but your voice is not going to be feeling the benefit of that particular glass of water in that moment. So it's really important to be thinking about staying hydrated all day, every day, not just in that moment that you're practicing. Room temperature water is the best way to hydrate, but I also really love to drink herbal teas like chamomile or ginger. Caffeinated coffees and teas are diuretics, which mean they can lead to dehydration. So it's good to think about moderating those or counteracting each cup that you have with a glass of water. No definitive studies have shown that caffeine has an adverse effect on the voice, but I notice that when I drink less caffeine, I'm a lot more likely to drink more water, more herbal tea, which makes my voice feel better. Many people recommend drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every day. So that would mean if you're 150 pounds, you could think about drinking about 75 ounces of water. Hydration can also come from fruits and vegetables like peppers, melons, cucumbers, tomatoes, among many others. So that's a great excuse to eat less processed food, more whole foods, and think more about your nutrition. So next we're going to talk about environment. Your environment can greatly impact your voice. So here in Chicago, when the heaters come on in the wintertime, my voice gets really dry. So you might live in a dry climate, or maybe you take a lot of flights and your voice dries out. So a way to combat that is by using a humidifier, or you can also use a facial steamer to get back some of that hydration. It's also important to consider how loud your environment is. So maybe you work in a crowded bar or you like to go hear live music. It's possible that you're pushing your voice a little bit too hard to be heard in a way that isn't healthy. So you can think about just moving closer to the person you're talking to and being more careful with your volume. Smoking or being in a smoky environment can irritate your vocal folds and cause inflammation. So if you're a smoker, it is time to quit. Next, we're going to talk about food. So food can have a great impact on the voice, but everybody's a little bit different, so it's important to pay attention and notice if certain things bother you. If you have acid reflux like I do, certain foods to look out for are garlic, mint, chocolate, coffee, spicy foods. All those things might trigger an episode. Long-term, acid reflux can be very damaging to your voice, but luckily there are medications and changes you can make in your diet to ease your symptoms. Alcohol can also cause reflux. It can have a drying effect on your vocal folds, and it can also cause you to use your voice in a more reckless way, maybe speak a little bit more loudly if you have a few too many. Good warm-up habits are super important for the health of your voice. You wouldn't run a marathon without training for months, so you can't expect your voice to transition in a healthy way without a daily warm-up routine. So I recommend picking a time that you can stick to every day and making it a habit. Using a straw to warm up is a great, gentle way to get the voice going at the beginning of the day. So if you're interested in checking it out, I have linked my straw warm-up video down in the description. Next is rest. Resting your voice is just as important as getting your daily practice in. Notice if your voice is feeling tired and give it a break. So that might mean missing out on a social occasion or changing a night out to a quieter space. But the more you get to know your voice, the more aware you'll become of when you need that rest. These are 5 important ways to take care of your vocal health during your voice transition. By keeping your voice healthy, you'll be able to use your authentic voice for a long, long time. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know how it's going for you in the comments. I will see you in the next video.